On the morning of March 19, 2016, 15-year-old Paige Doherty set off on what was supposed to be an ordinary day. She had spent the previous night at her friend Lawrence's house, enjoying a sleepover filled with laughter and makeovers. But unbeknownst to her loved ones, this would be the last time anyone would see her alive. Her mother, Pamela Monroe, attempted to contact Paige that morning, but received no response. Assuming her daughter's phone had simply died, she thought little of it. However, as the day progressed, an eerie silence settled over Paige's absence. Her boyfriend Dylan called Pamela with chilling news. Paige had failed to show up for her shift at the local hair salon, something completely out of character for the responsible teenager. Panic surged through Pamela as she realized something was terribly wrong. Authorities were called and an investigation was launched immediately. The search for Paige led police to retrace her steps, focusing on her known routine. The teenager often stopped at the 22 Fleming Avenue Market to buy a snack before catching the bus to work. Surveillance footage confirmed that she had indeed entered a nearby Deli, Delicious Deli, that morning. But curiously, she was never seen exiting. Detectives began to scrutinize the shop's owner, 31-year-old John Leathem, a seemingly respectable businessman with no known criminal history. At first, Leathem cooperated, claiming Paige had entered to buy a roll but left soon after. However, further CCTV analysis painted a different and much darker picture. Leathem was seen entering and exiting his shop multiple times throughout the morning, moving suspiciously, and at one point placing an item in his car's trunk. His erratic behavior, coupled with his attempt to continue business as usual that evening with a fresh set of clothes, raised red flags for investigators. 2 days after Paige vanished, the worst fears of her family and the community were confirmed. A pair of pedestrians stumbled upon a gruesome discovery in a wooded area near Glasgow's Great Western Road, Paige's lifeless body, covered in plastic waste bags and showing signs of a horrific attack. The autopsy report revealed the full extent of the brutality. Paige had suffered nearly 150 stab wounds, with 33 concentrated around her head and neck. Additionally, forensic experts identified 85 slashing wounds, suggesting she had fought desperately for her life. The sheer violence of the attack horrified even seasoned professionals, making it clear that whoever had done this acted with overwhelming rage. As the investigation intensified, authorities turned their focus back to Leathem. A breakthrough came when a neighboring shopkeeper, Ashi Ahmed, provided damning evidence. On the day of Paige's disappearance, Leathem had purchased bleach, gloves, and trash bags.
I come into the kitchen area and I'm looking for any visible, obvious blood staining, and I didn't see any. I then went into this office area and there was no obvious blood staining either.
Strong indicators of an attempted cleanup. His car had also been spotted near the location where Paige's body was found. Armed with this evidence, police searched Delicious Deli more thoroughly. This time, forensic teams examined beneath the floorboards, uncovering traces of Paige's blood, as well as more blood splatter on store appliances. Confronted with this mounting evidence, John Leathem was arrested on March 26, 2016, and charged with Paige Doherty's murder.
Linking you to Paige Doherty? You sure about that? And did you say positive? Is that because you did murder Paige Doherty? When they charge you, John Leathem at Delicious Deli, did repeatedly attack, strike and stab the deceased to the face, neck and arms, and you did murder her. Do you understand the charge? Have you anything to say? What's going on in that shop? She's gone into your shop that morning to buy a roll for her breakfast and she never walks out of that shop again. And what has caused Paige Doherty to be in that state? You're the only person who's been in and out of that shop. You're the only person who can tell us what happened.
When Leathem finally confessed, his justification was as shocking as the crime itself. He claimed Paige had asked for a job at his deli, and when he refused, she allegedly threatened to falsely accuse him of inappropriate behavior. Fearing that his life would be ruined, as his twin brother had previously faced similar allegations, he insisted that he acted out of panic. However, this explanation raised more questions than answers. Paige had a part-time job that she enjoyed. Why would she suddenly seek work at a deli? And if Leathem truly acted in self-defense, why the extreme level of violence? Despite his claims, the court saw through his lies. In September 2016, John Leathem pleaded guilty to murder.
It is impossible to comprehend how an apparently happily married man with a young child who's running a successful business is capable of such an horrific level of violence.
And was sentenced to a minimum of 27 years in prison. The judge described his crime as a brutal and frenzied attack that defied comprehension. However, in a devastating turn for Paige's family, Leathem appealed his sentence in February 2017 and successfully had it reduced to 23 years. The repercussions of his actions were felt far beyond the courtroom. His wife and children were forced to flee their home due to threats, while Paige's family was left shattered. The tragedy took an even greater toll when Paige's father died just 2 years later, his mother believing he succumbed to a broken heart. In the wake of Paige's murder, her loved ones created a memorial garden to honor her life, ensuring that she would never be forgotten. Her story remains a chilling reminder of how cruelty can hide behind an ordinary facade, and how one moment of trust can lead to unimaginable consequences. To this day, many still question Lethem's true motives. Was it really fear that drove him to kill? Or was there something even darker lurking beneath the surface? Whatever the truth may be, Paige Doherty's name will forever be remembered as a symbol of a life stolen too soon. If you liked this video, so make sure to subscribe to our channel Crime Tales.